Good morning from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where the sun's shining brightly and blue skies. Today I want to talk about bananas, and this is my first video since the fall, I believe. Didn't do much over the winter, but now that spring's here, it's time to uncover the bananas. The cannas, the elephant ears, the colocasias are up, and so I think it's time to uncover the bananas. There's a possibility we could have a late spring frost, but the forecast isn't calling for it, and at this point I don't think we're probably going to have another frost. If so, I'll come out and cover the bananas with some frost cloth. That said, I planted several bananas that I'm trialing here. One is this one, which is a dwarf Orinoco banana, and then over there I have a vente coho banana, and you can see how I caged them. I used some fence stakes, some plastic mesh. I used floral ties that you can buy that in a roll. What I like is that the roll just cuts off and makes your twist tie, makes a twist tie as long as or short as you want. So I tied them up with these twist ties. So today what I want to do is I'm going to uncover these bananas. I've already uncovered some bananas from last year that I had planted the year before. They all came through, and we'll talk about those in a few minutes. But for right now, I also uncovered partially the vente coho banana, and it's alive and has survived the winter. Now I'm going to check on the dwarf Orinoco. And so what I'll do is just put some of this straw in the wheelbarrow and we'll see what happens. I put a lot on top of these bananas because I wanted them to be well insulated. We did go down to about 10 degrees one night during a polar vortex. And so that was about the coldest we got this winter. Normally we were in the upper teens, lower 20s at night. Just pull this away. There's the pseudo stem. Bananas don't have a true trunk. They're not really a tree. They're a giant herb. That's a lot of straw. Alrighty, so I can see the pseudo stem down in here, and it doesn't look real great. However, I look right here, it's nice and green and shiny, and bananas grow from the center out, so that the center will push up and out and through this part right here at the top. So I cut these off in the fall. They were actually much taller, but I wanted to be sure to try and overwinter them. And the point of doing this in the cages is that you can get a head start then, because as I said, they will grow from this point upward. And before, I'll show you the other 3 bananas that I had planted the year before these. I cut them off at the ground, not knowing that, and mulched them heavily, and they all came back. But I didn't know that if I left the pseudo stem and caged it, I'd get a head start and they would get bigger and maybe flower even. So let's go over and look at the other 3 bananas that are a year older than these. So this is Musa Baju, the Japanese fiber banana. It is the most cold hardy banana known at this point. You can even grow this in zone 6 or even lower with adequate protection. So I caged this. I took the straw off about 3 days ago, and you can see it's already starting to grow. So I was very happy. So I've got a head start on it. It's also got a small shoot that survived the winter, a pup that's coming off of the one side. So yeah, I was pleased to see that it did so well over the winter. The next banana is Musella lasiacarpa, the Chinese yellow banana, and it's grown for its large flowers, which well, that's the primary reason that you grow it. But it doesn't, it gets non-edible bananas. So anyway, it's more of just an ornamental. And unlike the other bananas, like the Musa Bajou, it won't get very tall. It's more of a shrubby plant, you might say. And then last but not least, we have a little tiny banana. It's called a pink velvet banana, Musa velutina, and this doesn't get real tall or big either, but it does have a tendency to clump. And I see the main stem, you can see it's green, it made it through. There's a little offset right here that made it through, and I noticed there's another one popping up right here. So it was successful. So even though it was a lot of work putting in the stakes, the mesh, and the straw, it was well worth it because the bananas all made it through the winter this year. And so we'll see what happens as spring goes along and summer comes along, and see if any of these flower this year, which would be very exciting. So anyway, until next time, happy gardening.